Thunderhoof. The changes are the Horde can get queued against Horde right now in BGs as well. So basically there's BGs where you queue and there's too many Horde playing and there's, you know, not too much Alliance. Horde gets queued against Horde now. That sounds shit? Well, like, okay, if that sounds shit, I can already tell you that that's an Alliance player saying. It's not perfect, right? It's something like because people are bitching about not having, you know, the ability to play BGs right away. It's a win-win, I think, because a lot of people, like, if you're playing Horde, you will feel it's a win. But it's very simple. Like, there's gonna be a lot of talk about this, right? People have no reason to join or play Alliance now, zero benefits. Wait, what do you mean, like, there's no incentive to join Alliance? What was ever the incentive to join Alliance? Like, I never thought about, like, joining a particular faction just because somebody has better queues. That was, like, was that somebody's idea? Initially, I'm gonna play that faction because I believe in faster queue times, and which is a big thing for me. Maybe there's people who value that and like play Alliance for the queue times, but that's not me. I never even thought I was gonna be doing BGs. I was thinking like when I was starting playing Classic, most of the time I was thinking I'm gonna be doing World PvP mainly, and that's it. Mixed feelings, we're gonna have to see how it works. I think there should be an opt-in thing. Whenever you queue up for a BG, you gotta say, yeah, I'm willing to be able to, you know, queue against Horde as well, but I think there should be a limit. There should be a reduced amount of honor or like marks you get when playing against Horde. Horde versus Horde. But like just for people who are gonna be talking about, you know, breaking immersion and shit like that, and isn't WoW, like, is all what's it about as like, you know, humans slaying orcs and vice versa. It's just like, if it's a military exercise and they want to show it like that, it shouldn't be yielding honor in general, because it should be maybe yielding marks. In that concept, it doesn't make sense that it yields honor as well, because you're not killing the nemesis of your story for there to be honor in play in the first place. Horde racials are far superior than Alliance. Yeah, especially the Gnome escape artist bullshit, which literally takes away the biggest minus of a warrior. Stunners is tell me, Ko, I think it all comes down very situational, right? Better in which case? What if you're not facing anyone who has a fear? Then why the fuck will your Will of Forsaken matter in the first place? It's all very situative. As a warrior, for me, I feel the worst due to the fact that I cannot move in fucking Frost Nova. I will never fucking in my life play a Gnome because I'm not Midas. I don't look like one IRL. I'm gonna keep playing my Zug. I'm gonna stay still, I'm gonna take some CCs, right? I'm gonna be fucking slow as fuck, I'm not gonna be able to reach anyone. In this case, Alliance does has better racials for warrior in most situations. The thing is, majority of the best racials are Horde side. The most populated casual race is now also Horde side with Blood Elf. No reason to play Alliance unless you like Tolkien races. Horde gets to have its cake and eat it too now. There's not that many people parsing, man. There's not that many people parsing in WoW to be talking that deeply about rolling Horde just for having 200 more AP for 10 seconds. It's about like what you prefer to play in general. Where do your friends play? What kind of community do you want to be a part of? Lionheart Champion is a better thing for human warriors over here, yet I'm playing with it too. I'm not bitching about it. But human warriors would benefit from the expertise. And I'm not gonna be playing a fucking, like, I'm not gonna play an Axe over here because Source Pack is much better. And there's like, you know, there's benefits here and there, but like, if you think like the issue of why you're losing an arena or a BG or whatever the fuck, or losing fucking DPS, and you're not a top end player, like legit, fully like fucking #1 in the world, man, there's definitely something else that matters more than which race did you pick. It's not about like, trust me, if you don't have a good uptime, a perfect uptime, first of all, in terms of your positioning, it doesn't matter what fucking race you are. If you miss one Mortal Strike, you're gonna be doing much less damage than the other warrior. Just because you missed that one Mortal Strike and he landed it, he already output more damage. And no fucking racial, you know, is gonna, like, it's like, racials are very situative as well, like, especially like the Orc stun resist. Yeah, it's good sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't proc either. You can't always count, like, if I were Orc over here, I wouldn't die. Maybe it still would, because it wouldn't proc. How the fuck would you know? And there's much more variables to consider, is what I think. And in most cases, people try to like find a little, you know, a little shortcut to things that will change a lot. But that's like essentially just like minor things in all games. You like in Warzone, like in Call of Duty, you suck. You try to change your gun to something else. It's not the gun's fault. You can't fucking shoot because you're an idiot. We can all agree that in some cases Alliance is better than Hordes and vice versa, but it's just the fact that Horde ratios are far better overall in PvE and PvP. If you're in a speedrun guild and you're going for rank 1 parse or some shit, then go for what's the most practical in game and has the higher ceiling. But man, like there's so much shit that you have to like figure first, and I'm pretty sure like the people do not even reach that ceiling to a point where ratios are gonna be the difference of you doing 1800 DPS or 1850 DPS for the rank 1 or rank 2 spot on Gruul's lair, for example. Because you can never reach that ceiling yet. You're sitting at 900 DPS right now on Gruul's lair because you can't press Heroic Strike properly. It gives me 300 AP, I know, but there's a lot of more factors that people are not considering. Blood Furnace has the stupidest fucking sounds, man. You roll into Blood Furnace, you see like these big, huge red orcs, scary motherfuckers. You approach them, and you go with a sword spec, you like go fucking sword spec, Wind Fury, you know, Mortal Strike, it goes like 2k, 2k, 2k. He goes like, right? Just a little bit. Orc starts running to your caster, you do a little hamstring for 60 damage crit. Oh! How the fuck does that hurt you so much? When you're like chilling at 6k. Like that's like so unbalanced. How the fuck that like it just sounds, man. Not relative to whatever the fuck is happening. I saw a crit of like 40 going out. And the guy just started screaming out of his lungs, dude. There's also no point in playing Alliance anymore, so that's a minus. Coffee. It's no point for people who only play Alliance just for the BGQs. I don't think that's the majority of people who play Alliance. If I were starting to play WoW, if I were playing WoW in general, like for world PvP purposes, I don't give a shit about BGQs in the first place. When I was starting playing Classic, I never thought that I was like, you know, not TBC, Classic. I didn't give a shit about BGs in general because world PvP is much more satisfying to me. The spontaneous effect of it, like, you know, the sudden fucking attack happening and, you know, catching somebody off guard or being caught off guard and then, like, you know, trying to pivot from that situation. That's what matters for me. BGs are fun sometimes to, you know, fuck around in, but, like, I wouldn't pick a faction just because somebody has a better queue time. And I know there's people who do, you know, like, there's people saying, like, about faction identity and shit like that, but I just think a lot of people still do that shit. Is they pick it because they, you know, have certain associations with the faction that they want to play. Maybe they played it back in the day and they wanted to play it for a certain reason as well. They're okay with leaving the satisfying feeling behind and hitting a small gnome to death, and that's actually okay for you. No, I mean, there's gotta be gnomes still there, man. Gnomes are not going anywhere, man. There's still people who, you know, like, we always, you know, pick a specific faction, a specific class, race, based on how you're built IRL. Right? There's a lot of people who look like gnomes IRL too. Everyone who's like 180 centimeters and lower, you already know that that's gonna be a gnome rogue or a gnome warlock or a gnome warrior. Hey, airtime, skinny bitch. There's another one. There's another one. Airtime. I've known the guy for like 6 years. Guy, skinny IRL. Who does he play? Undead rogue. He tall a little bit, yeah? He a little bit tall, so he's playing an undead rogue. If he was a little bit shorter, 5 centimeters. That's a gnome rogue right there, with a little escape artist. What about us, 200 centimeter plus? What should we play? Well, that's an orc, right? That's an orc. I don't know who the fuck plays Tauren. That's obviously, if you're 210 plus, that's a Tauren. But like if you're 200, or if you're 195 plus, you're eligible to play an orc. Draenei warrior, if you're hold up, airtime for 1 second. Draenei warrior, Draenei, I don't fucking know how to pronounce it properly. Draenei warrior, it's not when you're 190 plus centimeters height. Draenei warrior is when you're 190 centimeters high and 190 centimeters square. If you're a square boy like that, if you're SpongeBob SquarePants, then you're playing Draenei. 40 plus years old? Nah, if you're a square motherfucker, IRL, you pick Draenei. Male. If you're picking a Draenei female, you're a 30-year-old Scandinavian called Prefox.